Good afternoon, fans. Welcome to the LB Gym here in Fredericton. Just about a minute or so late getting underway here. Starters have already been introduced. We're just about set for the first service opening match of the season. St. Thomas Volleyball. Men are up first against the University of St. Anne. This is the defending conference champion, St. Anne. And they return their two biggest hitters in Liam Peltier. He's going to wear number 10 and start us out serving, and number 12, Louis-Philippe LeBlanc. They're joined in the starting lineup by number 2, Remy Daigle, number 3, Michael Lepage, 11, Ethan Lang, and 13, Olivier Rutherford. Here's Peltier, first big serve up by Bruce. And there is the first kill of the season. That's Bruce to Fassé, and Mason Brewster puts it away for the Tommies. Brewster, outstanding season last season, 144 kills and a league-leading .483 attack percentage for Brewster. He will serve first for the Tommies. Tipped over by LeBlanc. On the attack there is number 10, Kaylin Noonan. Tipped over and down by Olivier Rutherford. Tommies start number 2, Kevin Douglas, number 6, Ralph Fassé. 9 is Brenton Romanchuk. 10 is Kaylin Noonan. 11 is Mason Brewster. And 20, rookie Sebi Villeneuve. Villeneuve out of Bedford, Nova Scotia. That's out off of Kaylin Noonan. Noonan, a transfer from the UNB Reds program, just across the parking lot. 2-1 St. Anne. Lepage out of Balmoral, New Brunswick. Will serve again. Fassé in the middle again. That time it's Kevin Douglas out of Surrey, BC. Puts it away for the Tommies. And it'll be Ralph Fassé back to serve. 5'10" setter out of the Calgary. Nearly 400 assists on the season last year. Big serve there, played by Lepage. Set up by Louis-Philippe LeBlanc, played by Daigle. And it is 3-2 St. Anne. These teams trade points. Olivier Rutherford back to serve. 23 service aces in the previous season. Played up by Villeneuve for Fassé. Backs that big swing is Noonan. That's out off of the St. Anne Dragons. Libero and captain Vincent Doucette checks back in for St. Anne. And here is Kaylin Noonan back to serve. Noonan, 6'2" outside hitter from St. John's, Newfoundland. That serve is wide. The men leading things off here today. Same two schools women's action will be coming up at the 6 o'clock hour. Bruce up for Fassé. Fassé backs at Romanchuk. Touched on the way through, but nicely played up by St. Anne. And there is the power of Liam Peltier. Will mention for the Dragons the roster that I saw initially that's been posted 2 or 3 weeks ago. At center, Ethan O'Coin, number 6 in the lineup. He is not, as we started things out here today, on the online stats, on the game sheet, if you will. And wearing number 6 is Lucas Voisin. I'm not sure of the status of Ethan O'Coin. Had I been aware of that situation, I would have asked downstairs prior to the match. 6-3 St. Anne, out to a good start. And it's Peltier big on the attack. Tommies there on the block. Peltier again, and the Tommies again with the block. That's Villeneuve and Kevin Douglas. Tommies expecting a big year out of Kevin Douglas. And Coach Henry Mallet, I spoke to him before this match, and he said he's really excited about all the rookies compete level, so they come in ready to play. So it basically said put a star beside Sebi Villeneuve. can't get that one over the net. Point St. Anne, 7-4. Dag on the serve. In the middle, Brewster. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc was there for that one. That one blocked at the net. I believe that was Brewster and Romanchuk where they'd have shut down that one. And Brenton Romanchuk back to serve. Shout out to the folks in Dewberry, Alberta. Very picturesque little town if you look that one up online. Another point for St. Anne. Ethan Lang, third-year middle out of Bedford, Nova Scotia. 3 service aces last season. As far back as you can get here in the gym to a running start into the serve. Played up and over by Bruce. Free ball essentially here. Pelche stuffed out at the net. That's Mason Brewster. Villeneuve. Set up by Louis-Philippe LeBlanc. He appears to be in the setter role today, does LeBlanc. All the way around and back for Pelche. Played up by Bruce. Nice pass in the middle. And that's Mason Brewster. Skies high and hammers that one home. Tommies down 2. Braden Bruce out, Kevin Douglas back in for the Tommies. Brewster works to get the serve in, tipped over by Louis-Philippe LeBlanc. And that is over the net, way over the Tommy side that time. Looking to tie, it's Tommies and Brewster on serve. That's Lepage. There's Noonan who gets the kill for the Tommies, tied at 9. And Brewster will serve again. So let's go Dragons chant from the women's team. Pelche, big swing. Lepage on the serve. Set up Villeneuve. Fissé backs at Romanchuk. Very controlled looking attack that time from Brenton Romanchuk. And we had a disappointing season by his standards last year, looking really to rebound. Fissé. The serve out off hands. Fissé will serve again. Another strong one. Played up that time by Doucette. Pelche. Free ball. Douglas looked to attack it. Kept alive by St. Anne. Free ball again from Doucette. This time Villeneuve sets Fissé. Backs at Romanchuk. Another nice under control swing by Brenton. Free ball again for the Tommies. Romanchuk. Noonan with the swing, and that falls in. Might have been touched at the net, but it got lots of room in the corner. Tommies plus 2, 12-10. We approach the midway point of the first set. Get a break. I'll talk a little bit about last season to get us teed up for this season. Pelche with the push over. Passay that time sets Douglas in the middle for the kill. If you're a Tommy fan, you have to like the controlled play thus far. Great opportunity right there with the timeout at 13:10. Stu, for me to talk about these couple of clubs. Tommy's last season, they were 16-4 in the 20-game schedule. 1-3 against the St. Anne team, 15-1 against everyone else. Tommy's were 2-4-2 on the attack versus an opposition 120. St. Anne, they were 18-2. They lost that one match to another to Holland College. Really set the tone with their start to the season right here at Stu. Straight set victory to start and 3-1 on day 2. So the importance of this match and their only visit here to Fredericton on the season is to open the season. As the 6 teams in the league, each team will play the other 4 times, 2 home and 2 on the road. So these are both teams that have designs on being at the top of the conference, as does everyone, particularly at this time of year. Going by last year's standings, they were 2 teams at the top of the conference. So the outcome of the head-to-head matches, critically important in terms of where these teams want to be, and both looking to get off to a good start here this weekend. St. Anne won the conference championship. Tommies beat Holland College 3-1 in the semis, lost to St. Anne 3-1 in the finals after winning the first set. They were out-hit 191 to 076 in that final. Pelche had 18 kills and a 333 and a total of 28 points. Was Dallas Melnick for the Tommies, 11 kills and 12 points in that championship match. 15-10, the Tommies will keep serving, and Max-Andre Paradis checks in wearing number 1 for St. Anne. St. Anne, as mentioned, does return Pelche and LeBlanc, 2 biggest hitters. Some of the guys coming in behind them in that lineup last year have moved on. Jeremy Bork, Brady Spinney, Gabe Beaton, 255 combined kills, not returning. Of course, as mentioned, with the Ethan O'Coin, outstanding setter, 535 assists last season. Unsure of his status. I saw him on the roster, but he's not in the game lineup today. That one out, Tommy's cushion is up to 7 at 17-10, and it's the second timeout of the opening set taken by St. Anne. Tommy's kept the momentum out of that first one. What an outstanding service run here by Fassé. Set out of the timeout. We're past the midway stage now of the opening set. See if the second timeout breaks the service momentum for the Tommies and Raph Fassé. Another good serve, served for Doucette. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc, played over by Paradis. Backs at Romanchuk. Touched on the way through, but down on the court. Looks like the new officials gear this season from volleyball. This would be Volleyball Canada. Officials in the red tops. Going to go as a service ace down in front of Lepage. (19-10) Tommies. What a run here. I want to say it was 10-7 or 10-8. Played up by Doucette. Liam Pelche kept alive. It's going to be a free ball, but the Tommies still in this point. With that massive swing by Pelche. And finally, it's Olivier Rutherford who gets St. Anne back on the right side of the ledger. And it'll be Rutherford back to serve. Rutherford, 82 kills, part of that high-flying St. Anne attack last season. Noonan with a big swing. He finds open space in the middle of the court. Beautiful back set pass from Raph Fassé. Noonan, little tape on the way through that time. That's going to be point STU. Ruled not touched on the way through. I think Ethan Lang thought one of the Tommies touched that one. Noonan. Serve is wide. Check the online stats after set number one. A little quick rundown. Wow. Clean service ace from Louis-Philippe LeBlanc. That one had some topspin mustard on it. Tape again. Braden Bruce is there for that one. Backs at Romanchuk. Blocked at the net, but net touch. Sub in for the Tommies. Thomas Blizzard, number 4. Checks in here for Kevin Douglas. Blizzard will go back to serve. Thomas Blizzard, 7 service aces last season for STU. Tommy's up 22-13. Blizzard, little long floater. Blocked in the middle was Lang. Brucer tries to get one over. Villeneuve plays it for Doucette. Back set for Parody, and Parody off net and onto the floor. Point St. Anne. Douglas back in for Blizzard. And Romanchuk out in favor of Libero Braden Bruce. Bruce out of Charlottetown was the Tommy Volleyball Rookie of the Year last season. Max-Andre Pardee. First year left side at 5'11". Serves into the net. Another point for the Tommies. 2 points away from taking the first set. Here comes Lucas Levine. In for Raph Fassé. Lucas Levine in the lineup I saw. Hometown was listed as outside. I do believe Lucas Levine is from Bathurst. And I think he's a Holland College transfer. Set up in the middle, Brewster. Not sure that was an intentional swing through fake or whether he just missed that one. Lang on serve. That one looked like it might have been strong, but played by Villeneuve. Fassé there for a block at the net. That one's off the Tommy block and down. Villeneuve and Brewster, along with Fassé, 3 of them were there trying to wall it up. Lang. Strong serve played by Bruce. Sebi Villeneuve, that one is long. Villeneuve had room, far side here, or near side towards us from the far side. Cross court for Villeneuve, we'll say that. Tommies would love to stop this mini rally here by St. Anne on this point. Oh, big swing by Pelche. Set up by Louis-Philippe LeBlanc. And it's 23-18. St. Anne refusing to roll over here at the end of this first set, as expected. Villeneuve, Fassé, the back row, big swing, Noonan, and played up. And that one is going to be wide. That's going to be point Tommies as St. Anne tried to go down the line. 6 set points for STU and the rookie Sebi Villeneuve on serve. Tipped at the net. That's going to be off the forehead of Rutherford. Point Tommies. 25-18, STU takes set number 1. It's the start they were looking for against the defending conference champion. Refresh my online stats here, if I can. I'm not quite working here with the online stats. It's showing 3-2 St. Thomas in the first set. I'm going to try to back right out of there and go back into the live stats if I can. And we're still showing 3-2 Tommies in the first set, so there's not a lot that I can tell you about in terms of the live stats. If you are trying to watch along at home with the live stats up at the same time you're watching the broadcast, I'm not really sure what's happening there. I can't get them either here on my phone in the gym. Yeah, that's the 4th time I've tried to refresh in that between set break, and same results. Reminder, the Tommy women coming up next as well here. These two squads at it back again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. here at the LB Gym. The women play tomorrow at 1 against the MSVU is in tomorrow. SVU opening their season women's action at UNBSJ today. Reminder, you can see all of the Tommies schedules for every Tommies team. Go Tommies.ca, and all your ACAA schedules at ACAA.ca. ACAA.ca. I'm Bill Gibson. Thanks for tuning in here to Tommies TV. Privileged once again to be in this perch, the LB Gym, affectionately known as the Pit. For those that are not familiar, I think one look around at the gym, you'll understand why it's referred to as the Pit in these parts. We got started just under the wire, didn't really impact our game coverage here much at all. And I think I've caught you up on all the pertinent information as well. Getting rotation set here for the second set. Lots of players moving in and out here. Oh, wait, we got a sub here right off the bat. So 12 is Louis-Philippe LeBlanc, 13 Rutherford. 11 is Lang. Liam Peltier is 10. Vincent Doucette in the Libero jersey is number 7. And 2 is Remy Dag for the STU. Mason Brewster, Sebi Villeneuve, Brenton Romanchuk, Kalen Noonan, Kevin Douglas, and Raf Fassay. Big swing there, played up by Douglas. Brenton Romanchuk. Love the control of Romanchuk here early for the Tommies. Just letting his length and natural power do all the work, not trying to do too much or be too fine. Peltier with the hammer. (1-1), set number 2. Looks like while I've been sitting here waiting that the online stats may have come back for the first set. If we get a timeout here, I'll give you a rundown what's going on there at that point in time, but we'll stay with the action at 2-1 Tommies. Fassay, good hard low serve, nicely played by Doucette. And that's into the net by number 15, Zachary Belanger. Belanger from La Butte, Nova Scotia. That time net serve from Fassay. 3-2 Tommies as Louis-Philippe LeBlanc serves. 18 service aces last season from LeBlanc. Something off that one, little floater almost. And in the middle it's Kevin Douglas. Thanks for joining us on your lunch hour if you're watching from BC. Peltier. Cross court kill for Liam Peltier. If I can get it to Peltier on a good pass, it's not a sure thing, but it's darn close to it. He's one heck of a hitter. Noonan with the dive there, and Peltier. Perfect placement on that serve. 4-4 here in set 2. Romanchuk on the attack that time. And Lang finds open space. Noonan with the dive. Here's Peltier on serve. Let's see if he goes for Noonan. Seems to like that side. And it is back for Noonan. That's by block on the way through. Tommy point. Mason Brewster back in, the Libero Braden Bruce out. And Kevin Douglas. Serves wide for the Tommies. That's going to be a service fault. If he wears there's size 12. A size 6 was over the service line that time. About half his foot, in other words. Here is Romanchuk. Pelche. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc. Rutherford blocked on the attack. Dig. Played up by Romanchuk. Nice set for Villeneuve. Villeneuve. Cross court and point Tommy's violation on St. Anne. Seven, 6-2. Here's Romanchuk. Pelche, Louis-Philippe LeBlanc, back row attack. It's Pelche. Stuffed at the net by the Tommies. Brewster, I think we'll get that block. Several Tommies were there. Brewster. 11.5 feet plus touch. He's getting up a long ways. Fassé tried the center sneak that time, and it didn't work. Ethan Lang. Villeneuve, Fassé, and that time connects nicely with Mason Brewster. One tipped over and wide. I believe that was Louis-Philippe LeBlanc trying the tip. Raph Fassé called over to speak with the official after that play. I believe that was how the Tommies recycled the ball after the point. Keg on serve, Bruce touch, Sebi Villeneuve. Noonan. Tipped on the way through is the call. It was out the backside, but tipped. Brewster, Tommy's up 3. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc sets behind Pelche. Has to go back and get that one. And still got it down for a point. Rutherford, played up by Villeneuve. Braden Bruce, and over by Noonan. Free ball. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc in the middle, set up Belanger. Pelche tipped that time. Saw the Tommy block coming. Noonan blocked at the net up. And Noonan's going to try again. Off hands, played up by Degg. And the attack blocked, kept alive. But Rutherford couldn't get it up off the tape. (12-9) Tommy's. Here's Fassé again. He had an outstanding service run leading to 2 timeouts in set number 1. Tape, but kept alive. Pelche. Played up by Villeneuve. Fassé back set Romanchuk. Romanchuk off a block. And Tommy point. service that time by Fassé. LeBlanc puts us in play. Played up by Bruce. Fassé, Romanchuk again. Doucette, LeBlanc, and Pelche. It looked like he got a clean hit on that one. Going to be a little missed time. The Tommies there on the block. And point STU. That one in. Smoked down the line by the Dragons. Brought the heat that time. Here's Pelche with St. Anne down 3. Just long that time from Liam. By Fassé, nice attack by St. Anne. Villeneuve, free ball. Set for LeBlanc, and that's a back set for Lang, and he gets it down on the Tommy side. Both captains called over to speak with the official. As we said, rivals met in the conference finals last year, and both these teams want to be atop the conference. Brewster with a kill out of the middle. 16-12 Tommies. Next points are fairly key here in this one. The Tommies can get a little more separation, or St. Anne can cut into the Tommy lead, which is 4-8 now. Played up by Romanchuk. That violation by STU, and that gives St. Anne a point. Lang. Big serve. Brewster. That was Noonan to Fassé for Mason Brewster again. And 17-13 STU. Here's Sebi Villeneuve. I think the rookie thus far has been a 6 rotation player. I think we've seen the libero in for Villeneuve yet. Tip. Oh, great get from Braden Bruce. Fassé is there to punch it over, but it goes wide. Called a tip at the net. And STU point. St. Anne didn't think so. Timeout taken on the court at 18-13 STU. Second set. And assuming we've got the live stats working well here again, we do. Tommies took the first set 25-18, up 18-13 here in this set. And again, they're not totally working. Total points look right. The team comparison is off, and the individual stats are off. Got 3 bars here in the gym, so it doesn't appear to be the phone. something not working right there. I'm not sure I'll be able to use those this match. Set score was correct, but nothing else was. That's 2 strikes. Maybe we try it one more time and call it strikeout. Maybe after this set, see what happens. Villeneuve back for service. And again, no surprise. First match of the season. Be a little gremlins to work out. There was here with the broadcast and at the scorer's table. Going for the tip that time was LeBlanc, and he found net. Villeneuve with the Tommies up 6. Big swing by Noonan. And net violation that time. Comes Nate Beaton for Raf Fassé. Beaton, a former St. Anne player. This is his second year, I think, with STU. Oh, good get into the back row by Villeneuve. Finding space that time on the attack, Rutherford. Other sub coming for the Tommies. This is going to be Brody Thorogood. 6'1" setter out of Calgary. Get his first regular season action here with STU. So Thorogood, Beaton, Brewster. Villeneuve, Noonan, and Bruce. And they let that serve sail long out the back door. Up 5 late in set 2. Was Brewster. Back set Rutherford. That one might have been out, but played anyway. Noonan off a hand, kept alive by Doucette. Played up for Pelche. Pelche, cross court wide. Tommy seemed to take away the line on him that time. 22-14, Tommy's +8. Tommy trains are rolling along here in set 2. That one is in as Rutherford finds the court on the Tommy side. Rutherford net service. (23-15) STU. As Beaton puts us in play. Nice kill out of the middle by Belanger. First year, 6'7". Belanger, 6'7" middle in this conference is certainly good size. Noonan, that one literally out the back door after it hit the court. Point Tommies. 8 set points here for Noonan. Hasn't had the best serving day thus far for STU. That one gets a tape shot, played up by Doucette. LeBlanc, Pelche with the push, kept up. And going to be called a carry there. official must have had a good view of that one. I didn't see that from my angle. Service ace from Pelche that time. A little pump of a fist as well. Subs coming for the Tommies, Fasse and Romanchuk. Tommies say, hey, we're 1 point away from this set. With Pelche on the service line, let's get our starters back in here and see if we can close this out. Romanchuk off block, out of bounds. Tommies take the second set, 25-18. So 2 sets to 0 for STU. They're cooking so far against St. Anne. Other action today, Crandall at Dow. It's a 3 o'clock start, so they would have started, might even be done by now, Crandall and Dow. Should be a fairly competitive match there. Holland at UNBSJ happening at 4 o'clock tomorrow. As mentioned, St. Anne and STU right back here on this court at 10. Little message coming from the scores table. Indeed, we are having some issues with live stats. Tomorrow, STU and St. Anne right back here at 10. Holland, UNBSJ, that's a 2 o'clock start at SJ. And Crandall at Dal, a 3 o'clock start tomorrow. That's the Dow Rams. Tommies after this one, 6 on the road before they're back home for 2 on November 22nd and 23rd against UNBSJ. And that's going to be it for the first semester home action for these STU Tommies. And if you're a Tommies fan in general, women's hockey, they're on the road tonight at Dow. Men's and women's basketball open at home right here at the pit. Next weekend, Saturday the 1st versus Mount St. Vincent. Sunday the 2nd versus UKC. Big games to open the season there on the Saturday. So I will indeed stop trying to get the live stats based on the message from down below. Noonan, Fasse, Brewster, Douglas, Romanchuk, Villeneuve, and Braden Bruce in for Kevin Douglas in the Libero jersey for the Tommies here in set 3. Back to serve, it's Daig. He is with Lang. Vincent Doucette, number 7 in the Libero jersey. Rutherford, LeBlanc, and Tyler McDonald wearing number 4 for St. Anne. Tommies get the first point of set 3. Free ball there. Noonan tried to find back corner and sent it just a bit long. 1-1 as we open the third set. Tommies up 2 sets. Long way to go yet in this one. So when you got hitters like LeBlanc and Pelche. Back row hit that time long from Lang. one is in. Ace. Clean ace from Fassé. Fassé, the first Tommy to greet me as I came in to the building here today. Always a pleasure. An outstanding individual as well is Raph Fassé, and no question deserving of the STU John Frederick Walls Award last season. And the first line of that award description, instrumental in success of the team while maintaining highest level of integrity and sportsmanship. That's Raph Fassé in a nutshell. Also all-conference team member last season was Fassé. St. Anne celebrating that point at 3-3. Bruce, a little miss hit. Fassé gets it for Romanchuk. Double hit that time from Louis-Philippe LeBlanc. For 3 Tommies, here is Kaylin Noonan. Fourth year of eligibility out of St. John's, Newfoundland. Coast to coast Tommies team coverage. Surrey, BC, St. John's, Newfoundland. International as well with Kawana Snow from Hamilton, New Zealand. Couple out of Alberta. Ontario, a stop on the way through. Oscar Luke out of Vancouver as well. Nova Scotia. And of course, Manitoba, can't miss that one. No Saskatchewan, no Quebec, no PEI. I think we hit all 7 other provinces here with the Tommies. Pelche, big swing that time, and Tommies called for a violation. That's going to be a point to St. Anne. And Pelche, if you haven't noticed, very seasonal with, I think it's Freddie Krueger has the big fingers. He got his right hand all taped up there, every finger on that hand typed up for Pelche. (5-4) St. Anne, first time they've seen themselves on top here on the scoreboard in some time. Kawana Snow in, 6'4" middle out of New Zealand. Oh, big swing by Noonan from the back row. Free ball, Noonan, Fassé, Romanchuk. Another good swing by Breton. St. Anne crossword attack, wide Tommy point. That's Lang. Couldn't thread the needle on that one. And here is Snow for his first regular season service with STU. Blocked at the net by the Tommies. It's the early morning hours of Sunday, if you're up watching from New Zealand. Put away by Villeneuve. I've recently, through my regular full-time employment, started interacting with some colleagues out of New Zealand. You know, the time difference here to Fredericton, not an easy one for sure. The evening meetings here for me are very early mornings. In New Zealand. 8-6 Tommy Snow will serve again. That one is wide. Bruce with the set for Villeneuve. Villeneuve found tape, didn't quite get it over the net. 4 hits for STU, point for St. Anne, ties us at 8. First year, Belanger will serve. Belanger, like a bit of a knuckler there that didn't find the strike zone. Here is Romanchuk. Good get by Doucette. And that one off Tommy, blocked from Lang. Villeneuve and Brewster were there for STU. Do like these new gold jerseys for the Tommies. You really see that dark green lettering on the jersey. Oh, Brewster. The elevator to the roof that time. Hammers the point home. Villeneuve. With a dag on the swing. Noonan off block, out of play. Point STU. I think that was Louis-Philippe LeBlanc, part of that front row blocking, along with maybe Ethan Lang for St. Anne. 11-9 STU, Sebi Villeneuve. Serves. Wide that time from Tyler McDonald. McDonald out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. Hometown. Villeneuve, little floater. LeBlanc with the tip, Bruce. Fassé. Big swing from Kalen Noonan. Timeout, St. Anne. 13-9, set 3. They need this set to keep the match alive. Reminder, after this one, it is STU Women and St. Anne. These clubs go again tomorrow at 10. It's a little bit earlier start than was originally planned. That's because the St. Anne women play at UKC tomorrow. What a road trip that is to start the season. Church Point to Fredericton for the Saturday game, and then back down to Halifax to play UKC on Sunday evening at 6. Tommy women making their way by the broadcast position here as we've got timeout in this set number 3. St. Anne women are limbering up on the upper deck here as well. Played up by Pelche for LeBlanc. Pelche, back row attack, that one off the fingertips. A little too far ahead of Pelche that time. Again, as I mentioned, off the top. Not sure of the status of Ethan O'Coin, who great setter last season for St. Anne. And Louis-Philippe LeBlanc, outstanding outside hitter, but he's playing center today. Makes a big difference in play for sure. Brewster. Looked like it might have been a miss hit. Maybe took something off that one on purpose. Or might have been tipped on the way through. Tough for me to know exactly what was going on in that one. Certainly didn't go with the big swing. 15-10 Tommies. A little cushion here opening up in set 3. Brewster. Played up by Doucette. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc for Liam Pelche. He's been the main target. And there's the center sneak from Raph Fassé. A little more than a sneak that time. That's a hammer. Brewster, Doucette. Off the block. That time out off of Sebi Villeneuve. That's Tyler McDonald. Let's play that time from the local. Here's McDonald for serve. Strong looking serve from McDonald. Noonan off block. It skates along the net and falls in on the St. Anne side. 17-11 STU. STU really starting to put a real stranglehold on this match. St. Anne needs a run right away quick here if they want to keep themselves alive here today. Tommy Blocker's really keying on Pelche. It's the main focus of the St. Anne attack. Error that time from Liam. And Fassé, strong serve, out off of Doucette. She's unable to handle that. Let's see if Fassé has the hot mustard out again for this one. He does bring the hot mustard, and that one is into the second deck off of St. Anne. Remy Dig. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc coming out. Robbie Bergeron checking in. Bergeron, number 9 out of Kedgewick, New Brunswick. Liam Pelche out as well. Max-Andre Paradis is in at 2011. Louis-Philippe LeBlanc and Liam Pelche out. I don't want to say St. Anne is going into concession mode here, but it's the two top players coming out. Big point in the middle, though, from Zachary Belanger. Why not, if you're St. Anne, get a look here at some of the other players. Here is Robbie Bergeron, 5'6" setter on to serve. A little knuckler that time. Played over by Noonan. Nice setup by Bergeron, but the pass, I think, was intended for Lang. Drifted off block and down. That is Noonan who will get that kill for the Tommies. Tommies +9 and 4 points away from a straight sets victory to open their season here against the defending conference champion. Noonan tried for the smoke, gets stuffed out there by the net. Paradis. Little spinner that time from Paradis. Romanchuk off of Paradis and down. That's a kill for Romanchuk. Really like the match here Breton has played for STU. Very, very under control looking right from the very first attack here for Brenton. Service ace. Kiwanis no. Sebi Villeneuve out. Lucas Levine in. Multiple match points here for STU. And Kiwanis no. Rookie from New Zealand looking to serve out the match. Oh, that one just long. Bob Ross says 2 hairs and some air between that one and the end line. (24-14) STU. Here's Belanger. Fassé for Brewster. Set up this time Romanchuk, and Romanchuk closes out the match for the Tommies. Straight set victory here for STU in their opening match of the season against the defending champion, University of St. Anne Dragons. As we've discussed this match, online stats not working, can't give it the rundown. These same 2 teams again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. right here at this gym. Get here if you can, if not, Tommy's TV. Coming up at 6 o'clock, Tommy's TV on YouTube. We're going to have the same 2 schools on the women's side. That's going to be a little about 50 minutes from now, just a little under. Come on back for that one. See you then. For everyone here at St. Thomas, the always amazing Alice in the producer's chair, I'm Bill Gibson. Thanks for tuning in. Opening match of men's volleyball is in the books.